Welcome back to my channel. I am back with another review. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And let's just get right into this review. So this episode picks up where the last one left off, where Natalie has all the girls on a hayride together, and things get really heated between Jela and Summer because Summer decides that she's gonna start trouble with Jela, all because Natalie ended up asking the new baddies who they got the closest to as far as the OGs are concerned, and all of them said that they really liked Tinkerbella because obviously she was in the house with them, so they spent a lot of time getting to know Tinkerbella. So Summer starts immediately addressing Jela, saying that she has a stick up her ass and basically trying to say that Jela's boring and that she acts like a bitch because she acts like she's stuck up and better than everybody else. And so I don't feel like that's the reason why Summer was coming at Jela. I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that she feels like Jela is stuck up and has a bad attitude. I think it's because she wants Jela to be the person that gets sent home, because in last week's episode, Natalie started putting people up on the chopping block, and both Summer and Jela were two of the people that Natalie put on the chopping block to get sent home, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with Natalie putting Jela up for elimination, not just because she's an OG, because I really don't care if some of the OG baddies get sent home, but the fact that Jela is an OG bad girl, and I feel like the OG bad girl should deserve a lot more respect, and I feel like no OG bad girl that comes on this show should get eliminated. Like, they should never be put up for elimination. Like, I'm just confused as to why Natalie decided that out of all the OG baddies on the show, she was gonna put Jela up for elimination. And look, I'm not a fan of Jela. Like I said in my review for last week's episode, I was not a fan of Jela on the Bad Girls Club. I just wasn't feeling her. I always thought that she was pretty and well-spoken and she dressed really nice, but I just was not a fan of her, and I'm still not, but that doesn't mean that I feel like she's boring enough to get sent home. Like, that's weird. I just feel like Natalie was playing in Jela's face when she put her up for elimination with Summer, and then to get the two of them to fight, she ends up telling them that the club that they're going to has a boxing ring in the middle of the club, and that the two of them will have to fight for their spot, and whoever wins gets to stay, and whoever loses ends up getting sent home. Now, I personally don't think that anybody should get sent home this soon, because she already sent home Emma, so I think it's stupid to send home another person. It's like almost every city they go to, somebody has to go home. That's dumb to me. So I wasn't really believing that she was gonna send either Summer or Jela home, because honestly, if Summer goes home, a lot of the drama goes away and the show won't be that interesting. Now look, all the baddies get dressed up to go to the club, and then they get on the baddies bus, and Summer is dressed like a fool. Like, I know she's gonna be in a boxing match with Jela, but I think she could have dressed a little bit better. She had on these sneakers, and then she had on what looked like men's swim trunks on, and then like this little tank top shirt. I just felt like she could have dressed a little bit better to go to the club, but hey, she knew that she was gonna have to box, so she wore what she thought was a boxing outfit. And on the way to the club, Summer was extremely confident that she was going to take the win against Jela, which I knew that Summer was gonna end up losing, because to me, Summer can't fight. The only fight that I saw her actually kind of win was the fight with Slim, and even that she really kind of didn't win, because to me, Slim and Summer were kind of fighting the same. They were both blindly swinging and not really looking at each other when they were swinging, and so Slim was kind of sliding across the grass on her own. So to me, she barely even won that fight. I will give her the win for that, but to me, she barely even won that. So they arrive at the club and everybody's dancing, singing, performing, and having a really good time. Tinkerbella even did a little mini crowd surf in the club. So look, they were having a lot of fun, but then you see Jela and Summer walking towards the boxing ring, and when the bell rang, all you see is Summer swinging blindly. She was swinging with her head down, not looking where she was going, and Jela had her head up. Jela keeps her head up when she fights, and she was knocking Summer all in her damn face. I even think at one point Jela knocked the face protector off of Summer's face. So look, she was getting knocked around all in the boxing ring because she blindly swings with her head down. That's why a lot of the girls on this show can't fight, because they swing with their head down. And so that's what Summer was doing, and Jela obviously ended up winning the fight. And so Natalie kept saying that whoever loses is getting sent home. However, we all knew watching this that Summer does not get sent home, at least anytime soon. So I knew that even if she lost, she was still going to end up staying on the show. And at one point, even some of the fans ended up getting in the boxing ring and they had a boxing match. These girls were not boxing with each other, though. They were trying to street fight in the boxing ring, which was kind of funny and entertaining. But then there was a little issue between Natalie and Biggie, because Natalie was on the microphone and the fans were telling her which songs they wanted to hear, and I guess some of the fans in the crowd were fans of Stunna Girl, so they asked her to play one of Stunna Girl's popular songs, and Natalie told the DJ to go ahead and play it, because she said that even though her and Stunna Girl don't really get along with each other, if somebody was on her show, she wants to still give them support. So she had the DJ play play Stunna Girl song, and Biggie starts going off. I think Biggie snatched the microphone from Natalie, and she starts yelling at Natalie, basically calling Natalie fake and calling her bitches, and just going off on Natalie about Stunna Girl's song being played because she felt like Natalie was playing in her face, and that's why she played the song, because she knew that Stunna Girl and Biggie had beef with each other a few seasons ago when Stunna Girl was on the show. And look, I understand why Biggie thought that Natalie was playing in her face when she plays Stunna Girl's song, because Natalie does do things like that, okay? If you watched Bad Girls Club and you watched all the spin-offs that Natalie was on, you know that she does do things to play in people's faces and then pretends like that's not what she was trying to do. However, in this situation, I really don't think that Natalie played Stunna Girl's song to offend Biggie in any way, shape, or form. I really do believe that a fan ended up asking her to play Stunna Girl's song, because some of the other baddies were saying that some of the fans were actually asking for Stunna Girl's song to be played. Biggie just had an issue with the fact that Natalie actually ended up playing the song. So I feel like Biggie was wrong in this situation, okay? Even if she did have an issue with Natalie playing Stunna Girl's song, I don't think at a club booking was a place for her to go off on Natalie like that. I just don't think that it was. And I feel like she was regretting it the next day, because the next day she was acting a little bit nervous and saying that she didn't know how Natalie was going to react to her when they see each other. And so she was a little bit nervous that she might get booted off the show because she got on the microphone and embarrassed Natalie. So the next day, the OGs are on the Baddies bus on their way to the new Baddies house because they want to have a house meeting. And Biggie is trying to get Natalie to have the conversation with her in front of the OGs only and not in front of the new girls, because she doesn't want the new girls to think that her and Natalie are not close, even though she's the one that made it seem like they're not close to each other, because she went off on Natalie at the damn club and then Natalie started going back off on her, and now the video was posted all over the blog. So she did that to herself. So I don't know why she was trying to not have this conversation at the house meeting in front of all the girls, but Natalie was not having it, and she wanted to wait to have this conversation with Biggie when they got to the house meeting. But she did apologize to all the OG baddies on the bus if they were offended that she decided to play Stunna Girl's song, because obviously Stunna Girl took shots at a lot of the OG baddies when she left the show. But the rest of the OGs seemed like they didn't really have an issue with Natalie playing Stunna Girl's song, and they felt like Biggie was the one in the wrong because of the way that she handled it and because she let Stunna Girl have her press, even though Stunna Girl is not even on the show anymore, which I agree with. Even if some of the OG baddies were upset that Natalie played Stunna Girl's song, they sure didn't show it, and they sure didn't make it seem like they were pressed about Stunna Girl, which they shouldn't have done, because Stunna Girl's not even on the show anymore. Like, you're giving Stunna Girl more attention by mentioning her name on the damn show, and that's exactly what Biggie did. So during the house meeting, that's the first thing that Natalie ends up addressing. She ends up addressing Biggie, telling her that she had no business disrespecting her at a club booking in front of everybody, in front of the whole world, because obviously somebody ended up recording the back and forth between Natalie and Biggie, and it was posted all over the blogs on social media before this season even aired. So Natalie definitely felt some type of way about Biggie doing that. And look, she even demoted Biggie, okay? She told her that she's not allowed to ride on the Baddies jet anymore, and that she has to now ride on the Baddies bus. And Anna decided that she was going to start riding on the Baddies bus with Biggie so that she didn't feel left out and by herself. And I think that that was nice of her to decide to do that, because honestly, I would have rather been on the jet. But I think that, you know, that was good that she wanted to ride with her friend. I think that was the right thing to do. Natalie decides to let Tinkerbella and Big Lex ride on the jet instead of Anna and Biggie, which they seem to be really happy about. And Biggie was making it seem like she wasn't upset that Natalie took her off the jet, which I feel like she was a little bit mad about that, because at the end of the day, Biggie goes off whenever she doesn't get to be with the OGs, and so she felt some type of way about that. But Scotty also felt some type of way, okay? Because she felt like if she was the one who would have went off on Natalie on the microphone at a club booking, Natalie would have did a lot worse to her than she did to Biggie. So if Scotty feels that way, why is she still considering Natalie a friend? Because I heard that they're friends again. Like, I heard they fell out with each other and now they're back cool again. So Scotty, I don't have no sympathy for Scotty, because she chooses to deal with that by still trying to be friends with Natalie, even though Natalie proves time and time again that she's not really Scotty's friend. Natalie tells Biggie that she made the wrong move by getting pressed over Stunna Girl's song being played, because it made her look like she wasn't a baddie, because you should never allow another person to have you that pressed that you start getting out of character and going off spazzing out just because you hear their song played in the club. Like, to me, she did the wrong thing by doing that, because honestly, we wouldn't even be mentioning Stunna Girl's name at all had Biggie not made a big deal about it, because even though her song was playing in the club, we didn't get to hear it on the episode, so we wouldn't have even known anything about Stunna Girl's name being said in this episode had Biggie not went off about it. So she definitely gave Stunna Girl more attention by doing that. I felt like even if she was upset that Natalie did that, she went about it the wrong way by even spazzing out about it, because it shows that she's still pressed over Stunna Girl, which she was that entire season that Stunna Girl was on the show. And I'm not saying that everything that Stunna Girl did was right, because I wasn't even a fan of her that season. However, Biggie made the entire season all about Stunna Girl, and she's doing that again. So in the middle of the meeting, Slim actually ends up showing up, and she's all dressed up. She has her hair down really nice. She has her makeup done. She has these shorts on and these really cute knee-high boots on. And Rolly feels some type of way about it. She stands up and she starts talking shit to Slim, talking about Slim's outfit and saying how it's not appropriate for her to be dressed like that when she's supposed to be her assistant. And then she tells Natalie that she feels like Slim is not dressed appropriately, and Natalie's just going along with it like an idiot, because obviously she likes Rolly and she doesn't really like Slim, so she's allowing Rolly to run the show when it comes to Slim, which I really did not like. And then Natalie starts going along with Rolly's bullying of Slim, and she pulls up a video of Slim at the club partying, all dressed up, drinking and everything like that. And it's like, what is the girl supposed to do? Sit in the house all day while everybody else goes out and has a good time? Like, Slim is doing what the replacements from last season should have done, because they sat in the house all season and did nothing, hidden away, and Slim was going out enjoying herself. She's not about to sit in the house and do nothing while all the other girls go out and have a good time. And anyways, in last week's episode, Rolly said that Slim wasn't her assistant anymore anyway, so why can't she go enjoy herself? So Rolly starts saying that she wants Slim to go home and that she serves no purpose on the show, when really Rolly serves no purpose on the show, because she's boring. She doesn't do anything but complain and run her mouth all day and act like she runs everything and she's better than everybody else. Honestly, part of why I feel like she doesn't want Slim to be on the show as a regular is because she knows the fans will probably like Slim more than they like her, because people really don't like Rolly that much anymore, and so she feels like Slim might outshine her, and she probably would. And I don't like how Rolly made a post, I think yesterday, telling Natalie that she needs to not get no more people on the show who are sympathetic to people, because she doesn't like the narrative that Slim's being bullied, and she thinks that people are too grown to be spinning that narrative. And it's like, girl, if you're on national television bullying people, people are gonna have an issue with that and they're gonna call it out. She's wrong and she knows she's wrong, and Natalie's wrong, and so is Lemmy for allowing Rolly to be the person that gets to decide if Slim gets to stay or not. Slim was on Zeus just as long as Rolly has been on Zeus. She just hasn't been on Baddies since she fought Natalie at the reunion. I just feel like Rolly should not have the power to control whether or not Slim is on the show or not. She has every right to be on the show the same way Rolly's been on the show for all this time, and people have been saying that they don't like her and they don't want her on the show. Rolly's on this show because she can't do anything else. If Rolly leaves Zeus Network, nobody's gonna take her, because didn't she have a show on Zeus too? I think it flopped, because I didn't hear anybody talking about it. So she needs Baddies just as much as she's claiming that Slim needs it. So Rolly ends up telling Natalie that she'll allow Slim to ride on the bus with the other girls to the next city until she gets more information that she needs to do what she has to do next, which means she's probably going to end up trying to embarrass Slim and probably end up beating her up again like she did the last time. She doesn't get any cool points for dragging Slim around the floor, because at the end of the day, she's a lot bigger than Slim, so obviously she's going to be able to drag her the way that she did. So that's probably the reason why she wants to allow Slim to go to the next city. And at the very end of the episode, all the girls are on the buses and on the private jets in order to go to the next city, and Anna and Biggie are on the bus with the newbies, and basically Nunu is on that bus too, so it's a little bit awkward. And the girls start asking Nunu and Anna where they stand with each other after the fight that they had a few episodes ago, and they said that they realized that they do have to have a conversation at some point. They don't have to be friends, but they don't have to beef either. But Nunu seems to not be letting go of the fact that Biggie snuck her, so she definitely wants to get back at Biggie, which they did end up showing the clips for next week's episode, and we see that she does end up fighting Biggie. So I'm interested to see what happens in next week's episode, because this episode was kind of uneventful a little bit. I'm not going to say it was boring, but it wasn't as eventful as some of the other episodes were. So those are my thoughts on this week's episode of Baddies Midwest. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos and hit the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you all. And until next time, I will talk to you guys in my next video.